So we shall start. Om Namah Shivaya Gurave Satchidanandamurtaye Nisprapanchaya Santaya Niralambaya Tejase. Om Gangurabhyo Namaha. Om Ganganapataye Namaha. Om Aim Saraswataye Namaha. Harihi Om. So we shall start today the beginning of our tantra just for a moment. So today we'll start the beginning of a tantra. The sutra number. Which sutra number? Yesterday we have been studying the Shiva Tattva Dharana. Yesterday we studied Shiva. That is which sutra number?
57.
57. You have to wait for me just a moment.
Page 224.
Swamiji, we cannot hear you. There is no sound.
Can you hear now? Correct. So, which sutra we have been studying yesterday? Sutra number
57.
67.
Page 224.
124.
224.
224. So, Right, thank you. Dankeschön. 57. Shiva Tattva Dharana. That what we have been already completed yesterday. Today, the Sutra number 58. I think also we have been studying this Viswa Sunya Dharana before, right? We have been studying this. Today we need to cover something which we not been studying, never. Anyway, this kind of sutras you can study many times, but I want to actually to complete because you are regular students. Dharana and enjoyment, food and drinks, not actually. So we have been studying Dharana on union with Sakti, right? Last time, yes, that we have been studying. So today Dharana on sexual bliss in the absence of Sakti, that also we have been studying.
2 times.
Yeah.
We studied Sutra 70 2 times. Now would be Sutra 71.
Yeah, correct. Dharana on joy. So today we are going to study this. Sutra number 71. Vijnana Bharvatantra. Page number 254. In future now, after this study, I want to have a special reference in future. Somebody recommend me one Swami. You see that Swami, why not have another reference? But in future, I have to get the correct name. They say Khemraj, Vijnana Tantra Khemraj. When you go to Google, you may find out that. This is a very good commentary, but I have to check properly myself. I did not check actually. So, Sutra number 7, Anande Mahati Prapte. Anande Mahati Prapte. Drishteva Bandhave Chiran. Ananda Madgatam Dhatva. Talayyastanmana Bhaven. So, Anande Mahati Prapte. Drishti Va Bandhate Chirat. Ananda Mudgatam Dhatva Talaya Tanmana Bhavet. So, Anande means in the bliss of joy. Mahati means great. And Prapte means obtained. Drishta means having seen. Va or Bandhavi, relatives. Chirat, ever. Ananda means bliss. Udgatam, arises. Produces, is born. Dhatva, meditating. Tata, layaha. In that one pointedness, Tatmana, merging the mind like that. Bhaved becomes. Translation, they say when a great joy is obtained. When great joy is obtained through any event, such as meetings with relatives, one should meditate on that with one pointedness until the mind becomes absorbed and the bliss ever arises. Anande Mahate Prapte Drishtiva Bandhave Chira. Anandam Gatam Dhatva Talaya Stanmana Bhavet. Is very difficult sutra to understand. So let we shall go through the commentary. That means when someone is visiting any kind of friends, any kind of relatives, you meditate on that. With relatives, one should meditate on that. Which one pointedness? Until the mind becomes absorbed and the bliss ever arises. It means until you become enlightenment. Very interesting. When the great joy is obtained, means in my understanding, when you have any kind of sensual enjoyments, any kind of sensual gratifications or sensual enjoyments, you should not forget the consciousness of the Lord Shiva. the consciousness of Bhairava. It means like that. It means you're supposed to not overwhelm, not hyperactive. When no friends, you become depressed. When friends, relatives, sensual pleasures comes, you are so much overactive, then you forget the whole world. So here Lord Shiva said to Bhairavi, you should not forget the consciousness of Shiva, the pure consciousness which is within you. If you divert your consciousness if you divert your consciousness and attachment with the physical body, attachment with Annamaya Kosa or Pranamaya Kosa or Vijnanamaya Kosa, so on, so you are in trouble, you are in suffering. So Bhairavi, even you visit the friends, but you should not forget your soul, the spirit, the Shiva, the consciousness. That means you always remember that pure consciousness. It's vice versa. It is my understanding. Because when visiting friends, what happening? It means you have to develop that awareness. When visiting all kind of sensual enjoyments, it means when you great joy is obtained through any event, doesn't matter whatever you do, with your wife, with your children, with your father, with your mother, with your business, with your dogs and cats, so on, or wedding ceremonies, whatever you enjoy. So whatever events happening in your life, you may concentrate, but as a one-pointedness. But how is possible that? It means one-pointedness only can happen when you are developing awareness of the Shiva consciousness. Means meditate on your own Atma. You should not divert the consciousness for the material gratification of the sense, material gratification of the sensual enjoyments. You should not. Means you should not involve. Here they don't hear Lord Shiva not say that you should not enjoy, but you should enjoy, but you should not forget same time your own spirit. Right? You got it or not? For example, eating ice creams, eating rice, you get vegetable, you get whatever you do, doesn't matter. You are happy with your own son and children, but you should not forget your own self. If I correct. But later we shall go through the sutras, commentaries. They say in the previous dharana, the focus was on the memory of a union. Because already we have speaking, that is what we call sexual dharana on sexual bliss in the absence of Sakti. That what you have been studied, that you have to level to homework. So we have to go content of 70, sutra number 70. There is some sense. They say, Liha na manthana kotei, stri sukhasya bharat smrute, sakya bhavepi devesi, bhave dananda samplavaha. They say kissing, manthana embracing, and akrota pressing, or bliss of women. But they don't say that bliss of man. Can you imagine that, Linus? Very interesting. The sutra say, Lehamantana kote stri sukhasya. They say, very interesting that, O Queen of Gods, the bliss of woman is attained even in the absence of Sakti. By fully remembering the observing the mind in the experience of kissing, hugging, and embracing, the bliss is swells. But here they said stri sukhasya. You have to go to Sanskrit. Means bliss of woman. So Shiva Sutra, specially, it seems to designate for the man, not for the woman. In the Shaivism. So it seems in the beginning of Tantra, in the ancient time, it was taught to specially to the man, to the monks. it seems, or ascetic yogis. That means, and fully remembering and observing the mind and experience of kissing, hugging, and embracing, the bliss swells. This is without Sakti, absence of Sakti. It means bliss with women. But anyway, there are a lot of things to read, but I try to remind that it means, so following the Sutra number 17, you should not involve the bliss of your all kind of with your relatives or the whatever. Anande mahati prapte drishteva bandhave chira. Here bandhave means the friends. So when a great joy is obtained through any event, such as meetings with relatives, one should meditate on that with one pointedness until the mind becomes absorbed and the bliss ever arises. But anyway, so Janya can read Sutra number 70 later. So later we shall go today the 71 sutras. If you don't understand Sutra number 70, I will explain later. Okay. In the previous dharana, the focus was on the memory of union. Here it is the memory of joy. It's very interesting. The Sutra number 70 say that a man or woman have the sexual union, the maithuna, that bliss is there. And through that bliss, one also can go to enlightenments. But same time here they say that when meeting the friends, relatives, you have the joy. But through that joy, also can go to enlightenments and experience that bliss. It means like that. But later we shall understand how you can meditate on that. Where the techniques. So it is all about the clarity for your consciousness. How you can go to enlightenment. It's called Jnana Yoga. You understand me? Jnana Yoga. Yoga for knowledge. Because most of the time you think about it. It's not Surya Namaskar, simple go to practice and experience something. That means you have to intellectually to understand many things. How you can develop your viveka, the common sense for the higher enlightenments. So here it is on the memory of joy. In fact, now it is becoming clear that remembrance of any intense experience with the clarity and one-pointedness, as if it were actually taking place right at that moment. So that what does matter? You enjoy, or you are bliss, you are happy, but it has to be totally conscious. You have to be totally one-pointedness. That means you have to be very conscious what you are doing. Not you are enjoying or you are in bliss like animals, like that pleasures. So the Lord Shiva don't talk about that way. Understand me? The Sutta number 70, even they explain there is the between woman and man have sexual union, there is bliss. But it's not about like an animal, but you have to really conscious. And that consciousness leads you to experience your own spirit. That means you have to go beyond Annamaya, Pranamaya, Manamaya, Anandamaya, then Anandamaya goes on to that through Vijnanamaya courses. So Sutta number 70 is does not speak about for normal and common persons like animal. No, you have to experience that bliss where you can attain of your own self, the Atma Jnana. So that is that Sutta number 70. You can say that a little bit Bhama Marga or Kaula Marga, Kaulacharya, where you call Panchamakar is exist. The lineage, yesterday we speak about Panchamakar, 5M, Mansa, Madhya, Masya, Madhya, Maithuna, and the Mudras. That what I was speaking yesterday. Meat, fish, like alcohol, Mudras, and Maithuna. So these are the 5 practices. But that is Aghori or Kaula Marga or Bhama Marga and so on. But that does not exist in monastic orders, in ascetic monks or ascetic swamis. So they don't involve such intoxicant things, right? So then leads to the total observation, highlighted inner awareness. In this elevated state, the consciousness is altered and different dimensions of the existence reveal themselves to the aspirant. This kind of observation in the memory of joy is illustrated by the following story. One day, a young girl was going to the marketplace to secretly meet her lover. So they speak through example, we may going to understand this sutra. So engrossed was she in the memory of her sweetheart that she accidentally stepped on the prayers mat of the devotee who was praying to the God. The young girl never even saw him and continued to walk on, but the man ran after her in a rage, yelling that she had rudely disturbed his prayers. On hearing someone shouting behind her, the girl turned around and noticed him for the first time. She was quite surprised when she heard his accusations, as she was so immersed in thoughts of her beloved that she did not even know she had disturbed him. Could you imagine now? Now again I read. One day young girl was going to the marketplace to secretly meet her lover. So engrossed was in the memory of her sweetheart that they accidentally stepped on the prayers mat on the devotee who was praying to the God. The young girl never even saw him and continued to walk on. So what I mean here, look, young girl was so much overwhelmed, so much excitement to visit her lover. By mistake, so it's walking through that way, somebody praying on the way, but she never see the person. Then same time she overstepping that mat where a man doing the prayers. So then what happened? They say she was quite surprised. She heard his accusation and she was so immersed in the thoughts of her beloved. She was quite immersed in the thoughts of her beloved that she did not even know she had disturbed him. All the while she had been remembering her lover and the joy she had felt when she looked into his eyes, speaking sweet and tender words to him. So enamored of that, she simply could not wait to see him once again. She stopped for a minute and listened to the devotee who was shouting, "And I was immersed in the prayers to my Lord, and you dare to step my mat and break my meditation." When she heard that, the girl apologized for her behavior, but she also expressed her surprise that he could be so easily distracted when thinking of his Lord, whereas she was so deeply immersed in the memory of her lover and she did not even notice him or his mat. The story emphasizes that quality of remembrance is the paramount, not so much the object of remembrance. Even the remembrance of a joyful meeting with someone you love intentionally can take you to the sublime heights. In this dharana, the focus is on the feeling of joy, which an emotions it has so far. So in order to focus on joy, what exactly are you to do? First of all, you have to remember that joy you felt with the utmost clarity. Step by step, that experience is recreated in the mind until you actually begin to relive it. The only difference is that the joy is felt in the absence of the object or the person who originally caused it. This dharana enables the mind to transcend the objective from the enter to the dimensions of experience. That experience is purely subjective because it takes place in the absence of any object, as explained earlier, and experience without the aids of the senses and objects is only possible through an expanded mind, and only such a mind can experience unity. So now I understand now completely, just I want to explain you properly. So what happened? like this, the young girl, when she going to meeting her friend, her beloved, she only dreams about it, dreams about her enjoyments, dreams about joy. But when she walking to that meet her beloved, but she did not notice that the same beloved who praying on the mat, she did not notice that because she never see. So what happening? So when she overstepped on that mat, the whom she loved, right? This person screaming to her, understand me, shouting to her, but she was overwhelming the happiness. She just imagine of joy. But it's very interesting that then again say that, you understand me what I mean to hear a little bit? You get my topics now? But I try to what I understand out of this story. So when you are really enjoying, most of the time you see no life. We have so much dreams about joy. Understand? I'll tell you one thing very interesting. When I was childhood, I always think about go to Himalaya, close my eyes in the cave of the Himalaya and meditate. I'll be in bliss. So that was my imaginations. That was my dream, but still not the real. But when I come to practical levels, to the Himalaya, it needs so many efforts to go to the cave of the Himalayas. It's so cold. You can't have proper food. You can be very sick. Many things happening. Even I used to have not proper even blankets and so on. But I remember that time I have not properly blankets, but I used to beg. I used to get some blankets to ask some people. And I remember it was so difficult to cave of the Himalaya to meditate. Not very easy. But I used to stay 6 months begging the food every day. Even very difficult to take shower. So I used to take shower with a cold shower. That time I was very young. I was just 19. So what happening? What I try to explain you. So like that. So we are always involved with joy. Involved without actually understanding what the result will be. And when this girl listening, her own beloved shouting to her because of overstep, she did not notice that. She did not even realize. She even surprised how my beloved can shouting me, and my beloved how can be disturbed by me. She only can think about his eyes, is her love. Understand, her love, her eyes about him, everything. So she was over. How say? I can't even explain the word. She was so happy. She was so joyful to meeting him. But she was surprised. Is my beloved can be disturbed by me just putting over steps. Then such a way, what happening? We also disturb our joyness. Then very difficult for us to be union with ourselves. Means to experience our inner self if we are disturbed by the external force. So therefore, it's very interesting that this dharana enables to mind to transcend objective form and enter to dimensions of experience. So what happened? So this dharana help you. You understand me a little bit now? So what do you have to do? You should not expect. Even you expect, you have dreams about joyful, but you have to immediately transcend that consciousness in experiential level, not imaginational level. Then only you can experience yourself only. Otherwise, you are disturbed by the dreaming about joyness, about happiness. And you can see that in your life. Many things, it means you are your expectations of joyfulness. So you can see in your life, most of the time we are so much expectation of the joyful. right? You want to be happy. You have so much excitement. But when you enter into practical stage, practical aspects, not necessarily you are happy. Not necessarily you are joyful. So in this sutra say that you must transcend your mind in the experiential level, whatever you have joyful, to the higher consciousness without involve that joyfulness or unhappiness. Here they give example because that girl was disturbed. She was not really enjoying it. But sometimes I can give another example. You may enjoy it, but not be over extreme. Right? So, for example, drinking a bottle of alcohol, you are also feel joyful. You feel very pleasurable, but you are extreme and you forget yourself. So, whenever you are expecting to experience the joyness, maybe that experience convert as a sadness. So what you have to do this stage? So best way, translate the mind, either joy or the sadness, to higher channels. Then naturally, they say this dharana enables the mind to transcend the object form and enter the dimensions of experience. That experience is the purely subjective, because it takes place in the absence of any object. When you transcend the mind, what happening? There is neither object nor subject. That the pure wisdom, that the pure enlightenment, like the Lord Shiva consciousness. The pure consciousness is neither subjective nor objective, because it is. That is yourself. Your bodies can be subjective. If you are a subjective and something are meditated on objectives, right? Your mind can be subjective and you meditate on objective as a joy. Joy, what is that joy? Joy is the objective, not the subjective. You are the subject. Where you are expecting joy? With your beloved, right? Because what you are experiencing, not you are experiencing exactly joy. May you experience joy because of objective there. So what do you have to do? So in the experience level, you must transcend that joy to higher channels. So there will be neither objective nor subjective. The experience is the purely subjective because it takes place in the absence of any object. So you are the subject. And as explained earlier, an experience without the aids of the sense object is only possible through, because you have previous some sutras already, I think already we explained. As explained earlier, an experience without the aids of the sense and object is only possible through an expanded mind. Only such a mind can experience unity. Unity means the supreme consciousness, the self, the Atma. Unity means here, you understand me? The expansion of the mind, the expansion of the consciousness. It means the Parasakti, the awakening of the Kundalini. Is such a person awakening Kundalini means a person expand the consciousness of the mind. Such kind of consciousness can experience the supreme consciousness of Bhairava. So here, the sutra number 71 guide us. We suppose not involve. We suppose not expect the bliss. Because you say, Anande Mahati Prapte Drishtiba Bandhave Chirat. So it means you have to observe Bandhave, the friends, relatives, whatever are going to enjoy. So you must take that in the practical experience. And that experience you must transcend with your expansion of the consciousness. But they give only example here, same beloved, shouting her. And she was so surprised, but she was not expecting that. So what is the experience there? She's surprised. She could not expect that if a person can disturb by her prayers, because her beloved can be disturbed by her, because he was meditating. So this is also one interesting story, right? Maybe Linus, you can speak something. What do you understand this?
Yes, in our family, the man always have said that the experience as you imagine it is always better than the real experience. Like when you said you imagine meditating in a cave in the Himalaya, but then the real meditating in the Himalaya is so different. And also like we men fantasizing about sex, but then the real sex is not as we have imagined it. So it's like from the sutra, it's like meditating on the experience itself, not on the object causing the experience. That's what I understand.
Arjenia?
Yes, I understood the story slightly differently as they describe it here than how you described it later. So I compared it in my mind as how much this girl was concentrated on the love. So the love made her very concentrated, and that devotee, another completely different man, had his love for the God, so he was praying to God. So there was also love going on, but his love was not making him as much concentrated as the lady was. So she was blind, she was completely there, and he was just in one moment out of his own meditation. So how much actually he